Hi, everyone. We'll give just a minute or two for people to join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, I can see people joining, so I think we can go ahead and dive in. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Natalie Kladek. I am a product manager here at HPS Online, and we're thrilled to have everyone join to talk about our new credential program. So today's webinar is about the Credential of Digital Innovation and Strategy, and we're going to talk a little bit about HBS Online to begin with for people who are maybe less familiar with our courses and platform, and then go into what makes this credential program unique, different, key dates and application info, and then we'll open it up to Q&A as well. As we're talking, if you have questions, please feel free to drop those in the Q&A on the Zoom, or if you're joining on social in the comments, and we'll either get to them there or I'll discuss them live. Thank you also to everyone who submitted a question during registration. I will also get to those as we go through the presentation. So before my screen is frozen here. Let me reshare. Oh, okay, there we go. Before we get into it, I'm going to start talking about HBS Online. Then, like I said, go through a couple of these pieces of information about the credential, and then go through questions. So, beginning with HBS Online, if you're unfamiliar with our learning model or our platform, I just want to give a quick overview now. So, first of all, HBS Online is active. So that means that as you're going through the courses, you're going to be approaching new activities every 3-ish to 5 minutes. Those activities might be polls, cold calls, multiple choice questions, videos, and you'll engage in these different learning activities as you progress through the program to keep your attention, keep things exciting and interesting. Second of all, it's social. So you'll engage with peers from around the world during your program. We have a global cohort here at HBS Online. You'll build these lasting connections that will last even after your program is complete. And then lastly, our learning model features real world cases. So these cases feature business models and real world examples where you'll hear about real challenges that leaders have faced in their own careers and in their own industries. So that's our general learning model, but I do want to spend a bit more time on what a case might look like. So you'll see interviews with protagonists or business leaders about problems that they've actually faced in their own careers. You might get selected to answer a cold call where you'll be asked a question about that situation and that circumstance. You'll do interactive learning experiences where you'll do like a poll, for example, interact with your peers who are also taking the same program. And then lastly, you'll hear from the faculty, the professor who has designed this course. What was their interpretation? What lessons can you take away and apply to your own career? In the Credential of Digital Innovation and Strategy, you'll hear some cases like Avatarin, MasterCard, Moderna, Pfizer, Bloomberg, many more. Those are just some examples, but companies that are truly innovative and leading their industries. Now, a bit more about the credential. So this credential program includes 4 courses, as well as peer learning and capstone activity. The 4 courses are Leading in the Digital World, Design Thinking and Innovation, Digital Marketing Strategy, and Winning with Digital Platforms. This curriculum really was designed to have a forward-looking perspective on digital business. There's also peer learning teams that will occur throughout the program. These are activities that you'll partake in with your peers to help deepen the learnings from the courses. The program is really designed for professionals across a wide range of industries. You know, as we all know, digital is not limited to any particular industry. Digital business is everywhere now. So It's for people who are looking for skills, strategies, frameworks to really compete in a digital-first business landscape. The program lasts 6 months. The total cost is $6,500. And what's unique about this, particularly if you're familiar with our other courses, this is our most flexible program. So you can take the coursework in any order, any pace you choose. The only requirement is that you finish by the end of the 6 months, but you could choose to take one course at a time. You could take one module from one course, one module from another course. It's really up to you and what works best with your schedule. Now, I also want to spend a little bit more time on these particular courses because they're really valuable, and I think it'd be useful just to think about some of the frameworks and takeaways. So, Leading the Digital World teaches how to build, lead, and scale a team to leverage digital tools and data to support customer needs. Design Thinking and Innovation was actually designed by the Dean of HBS Online, Shrikant Tar. And it teaches how to leverage design thinking and creative problem-solving tools to develop innovative solutions to your most challenging business problems. Digital Marketing Strategy teaches how to craft data-driven digital marketing strategies that effectively reach, convert, and retain customers in a dynamic online environment. And then lastly, Winning with Digital Platforms. You'll explore digital platforms' unique opportunities, properties, risks, and develop scalable strategies that deliver growth and deliver a competitive advantage. This is a unique combination of courses. We think this is really valuable. There's both breadth and depth. So you don't often see a program that includes both marketing and design thinking, for example. So we think this is a very compelling combination of courses. Okay, so the first session of this new credential program launches on June 11th, so coming up in just under 2 months. The application deadline is June 2nd, enrollment deadline June 5th. This is what the credential looks like after you complete the program on the right-hand side here. And if you are interested in applying or learning more, you can visit the page that we have on our website about the credential. It has a ton of information, including syllabus, for example, all sorts of more in-depth information that we're giving right now. We also have a digital credential program advising team. So if you do have questions and you want to know more about, do you have a particular question about a course? Do you want to know if your career might be relevant? Please feel free to communicate with that team. So you can email digitalcredential@hbs.edu and they will get back to you. And then I do have, like I mentioned, some people submitted some questions. So I'm going to go through the FAQs now, and then I'll really open it up for questions that are coming in. So what is the application process like? It takes a few minutes to complete. It's not difficult at all. It just includes some personal information, educational and professional background, and then one short answer question. The short answer question is also optional, so you can really do this, in a few minutes. The program costs $6,500. If you have questions about loans, payment options, you can visit our payment and financial aid page. There's a lot of great information there about how you can find help to pay for the program. So for example, like you can split credit card payments across 2 credit cards, or pay one and then pay the second. So there's some opportunities there to reach that $6,500 cost. What if I've already taken a course in the curriculum? So this is for participants who are past participants of HBS Online and interested in this and coming back. So you do not have to retake any course that you've already taken. If you have that certificate of completion, you don't have to retake anything. You'll have access to the coursework if you want to refresh your memory, go through it again. That's totally up to you. You are expected to participate in team activities throughout the program, though. And those are asynchronous, as well as the capstone at the end. So any new content that you haven't already experienced or activities that you haven't already experienced, you're required to do, but you don't have to go back and redo any coursework that you've already completed. What is the capstone like? So the capstone is kind of a culmination of your entire experience in this new credential program. So you'll take all of your learnings from the various courses, you'll participate in these activities throughout the 6 months, and then you'll put that knowledge to work by completing a project that's really specific to your career, your industry. The goal of this is really to create something and think about something that's extremely applicable to your own circumstance, so that you really have something to take away, something concrete to take away from the program and apply it to your own life. And then lastly, what kind of networking opportunities are there? So You'll engage with a global cohort. Like I mentioned, we have people from around the world that are participating in our courses. There's peer learning activities throughout the program so that you'll create deeper connections there. You'll be invited to our conference, which is Connects, that happens once a year in May. Participants from all of our courses are invited to this. It's on campus and virtual, and a really great way to spend time with other HBS Online participants, hear from faculty, that kind of thing. And then all HBS Online participants are invited to join a community, HBS Online Community, which is our networking platform, has local and global chapters. And these organizations are really cool because you get to meet other people who are in your geographic area or in your same interest area. And it could include, a happy hour, or people might have a guest speaker that they want to hear from, events like that. So you can really meet people who are also interested in HBS Online and the coursework that you've taken. So that is what I have prepared. I know we have questions coming in, so let me take a look at those. Let's see. Okay, so someone's asking about if they have a finance background. So like I mentioned, a lot of these courses are, and this whole program was really designed for someone from a variety of backgrounds. So maybe you're in finance, maybe you're in marketing, maybe you're in something entirely different. There's no prerequisite, so you are anyone who can is interested in the coursework. You are welcome in this program. And it's really about thinking about business from a digital landscape generally across a wide variety of backgrounds. So we have case studies that are specific to the finance industry. Like, for example, MasterCard is one of our case studies. But we also have, a wide variety of other succeed in that digital business environment. Okay, see a couple more. Past participant discount. So the past participant discount does not apply to this credential program. So it is the full cost. However, if you take this program and then are interested in going on to take another certificate course afterward, you would be able to apply a past participant discount from taking this program. But like I said, we do have more information on our payment and financial aid page. So if you have any questions about how to pay for the program, that is a good place to start. Let's see. Another question that we do get is, how does this compare to an MBA program? We get this question for a couple of our credential programs. It is quite different. If you're looking for a more comprehensive business program, I might direct you toward CLIMB, which is our Credential of Leadership, Impact, and Management in Business, which is longer program, more courses, broader curriculum to really kind of hit on finance, strategy, leadership, kind of the core pieces of what you would find in an MBA program. This is a more focused, targeted program. Like I said, it's only 6 months, and it's really focused on that digital perspective. So a wide variety of industries, a wide variety of backgrounds, but really the lens is digital. And that kind of is a little bit different from a broader MBA program or a broader credential program like CLIMB, or even CORE, which is our other credential program. Questions about, can you take the courses and then apply to the credential after? This is a great question. So if you want this credential program, you have to take the courses through, you have to enroll in this credential program. So you can't take the courses individually and then stack them at the end to a certificate. That being said, if you have already taken one of the courses and you want to take the credential, like I said a few minutes ago, you certainly can. You don't have to retake any courses, but you do have, the supplemental activities, the capstone, and the other courses in the program. So because we have that capstone and the other activities that happen during the program, you can't end up stacking individual certificates of completion to the credential afterward. You really have to go through the program to complete those program-specific activities and earn the credential. I hope that makes sense. Just checking to see what else is coming in. If you've already taken the course in the credential, you're still paying the full amount. Yes. So the cost is $6,500 for everyone, even if you've already taken a course. The duration and what can be improved from this course. So the duration is 6 months. And like I mentioned at the beginning, it's really a flexible program. So you're able to take the courses in any format or in any pace that is helpful to you. So if you want, you can take, 1, 2, 3, 4, complete the courses in order and move on that way. If not, you can, take a module here, take a module there from a different course, kind of mix and match if that's interesting to you. You can even really front load your experience if you have a month where you have a lot of free time and you just want to power through all the coursework, you can do that. Or again, if you like to procrastinate, you can save it all until closer to the deadline. The only requirement is that you do have to complete everything by the 6-month deadline, but your time within that 6-month time frame is up to you. What is the estimate of the weekly time commitment to finish the program can be done while working full time? So yes, it can absolutely be done while you're working full time. Again, it was designed for flexibility, so we fully anticipate, most people would be employed full time. Depending on how you break up your time and your commitment, it's about 5 to 6 hours a week. That can vary if you want to do more or less in any particular week, but that's kind of a nice rule of thumb to get through most of it, whether that's the actual courses or the capstone at the end or the team activities. Is there a final exam or assignment? So there's a capstone project at the end. There's no exam, but the capstone is an individual project. What you do is you're going to take all of your learnings from the different courses that you do in the program and then apply them to a specific challenge or issue or opportunity or idea that you have about your own career or that you want to explore further. And this is really an opportunity for you to kind of take the theoretical information that you gain during the program and put it to work in a really applicable way that's really specific to you, your life, your career, your own professional aspirations, so that it's the very most helpful that it could be. That was the goal here with this capstone project. If I worked as, okay, so a similar question, we are getting some questions about, if I work in finance, if I work in administration, if I work in communication, if I work as an airport officer, yes. So this is not specific to anyone with any particular background. It's really for anyone who is interested in this digital business landscape. And there's no requirement for, there's no prerequisite, there's no requirement for what industry you're in. So what I would encourage you, if you're curious about if it would be applicable to your particular career, your particular circumstance, if you take a look at our website on our course page, it goes into more detail about each of the courses and see if those modules and those concepts are interesting, applicable to you. The reason why we created this program is that really almost everything is digital now. So we do anticipate this being widely applicable to, a huge swath of industries and backgrounds. But if you're interested in learning more about the specific courses, there is really a lot of information on the course page, including a syllabus, which I think could be helpful for those kinds of questions as well. All right, so I'm getting a question about, are there more credential programs in the pipeline? Is there a possibility of a mini MBA? Great question. We are always thinking about our course pipeline, as we call it. This is a great question because we talk about it a lot. At the moment, we don't have another credential coming out soon. We are always interested in creating more. We would love to hear from you if you have a particular request. But no, we do not currently have a mini MBA program in the pipeline or plans to have one soon. So what we have as far as credential programs is CORE, our Credential of Readiness, CLIMB, which is the Credential of Leadership, Impact, and Management in Business. And then lastly, this program, the Credential of Digital Innovation and Strategy. And those are our credential programs. Those are different from our certificate programs, which are just a single course. So we have all the information about those on the website, but yes, at the moment, nothing in the pipeline that we would be announcing anytime soon. However, we are always working on that. Okay, let's see. A question about, given the accelerating pace of technological change, how does the credential integrate insights from cognitive science and behavioral psychology to equip leaders not only to manage technology-driven disruptions, but also leverage human-centered innovation strategically? Yes, this is a great question because yes, as we know, digital is changing, at a rapid pace. The introduction of AI has, totally transformed industries within a matter of months. For this question, again, I would recommend taking a look at Leading the Digital World and Design Thinking and Innovation, specifically on our course page, because a lot of those concepts are covered in both of those courses. Another one that might be interesting is the Winning with Digital Platforms. I guess I didn't spend too much time on that course, but what's interesting about that course, that refers to platform businesses. So platforms are things that connect producers to users. So think of, for example, like a DoorDash is connecting people ordering and eating food to restaurants who are making and selling the food. So that's also another interesting business model that I think does incorporate some of those. But yes, there'll be a lot more information on the individual course pages. And I would particularly encourage you to check out the design thinking because there's a lot of those theoretical concepts and how they can be applied, iteratively, even as things are progressing at a rapid pace. Okay, I see a question about connecting with faculty members. So all of our courses were designed by faculty members. You don't have any live interaction with faculty members during the program. That being said, we do have things like webinars. We have our Conference Connects, where we do hear from faculty members. Sometimes they lead case discussions. Sometimes they'll do presentations. So that's your opportunity to hear directly from faculty members in a live way. There's no live sessions or teachings during this program with faculty. From an industry perspective, how is a credential program viewed versus a certificate program? Okay, this is a great question. So how we view it at HBS Online is the credential programs are, they are multi-course programs. So they include, 3 to 7 courses. Climb is our longer one, core is our shortest one. This one is in the middle. We view these as our kind of weightier opportunities. They're more substantial. They have more courses. You have to work harder to get through them. They include a capstone or an exam, kind of an exit assignment of sorts. So these are our more premier prestigious offerings that we have at HBS Online. Our certificate courses are great if you are interested in a specific topic. Like if you really, for example, if you are really only interested in digital platforms, then you can take just the digital platforms course, earn a certificate of completion. It should be extremely helpful and targeted to you. And you can get through it. And, all of our courses vary in length. They're mostly 4 to 8 weeks. So that, if you have a targeted interest, the certificate options are a great option for you. If you're interested in a broader, weightier, more multidisciplinary program, then a credential program would be better for you. If we have any suggestions on new courses, credentials, who can we send them to? Great question. Feel free to drop them in the comments now if you have ideas now, or you can reach out to our program advising team. Our digital credential at hbs.edu is a program advising team who works on this program, and they can definitely pass along any ideas or interests that you have. Asking about the participants' age or seniority level. This is another great question. One thing that's pretty cool about HBS Online is that we get questions, or we get participants from all over the world, different ages, different seniority levels, different nationalities, different industries. So it is a wide variety. We don't necessarily have an average because it varies by course and by program, but you can expect, younger, more entry-level learners as well as very senior C-suite executive learners. It really it encompasses a lot of different types of learners, and you'll see those across our various courses. Okay, is this program recommended to an MBA graduate? I think it really depends on your interests. You know, I would recommend you maybe take a closer look at our portfolio online. It's hard for me to recommend this versus another certificate course that we offer without more information on your background or your interests or your professional goals. So yes, it could definitely be of interest if you are interested in this, digital first business education experience, but it's hard for me to be more specific than that without more information. So take a look at our website and see if there's other courses that might interest you. And if you still have questions, again, just feel free to email our program advising team and they can definitely help you with those more specific questions. Okay, questions about graduate school. Does HBS consider these, or does that count as credit? So we only have one credential program that includes credit under certain circumstances, and that's core. So if you are interested in academic credit, check out core because that is the opportunity there. There's more information on the for credit or not credit versions of core. Probably more details than I can answer now. So I recommend that. Our courses always look good on a resume. We certainly don't promise admission to HBS or other programs. But they can demonstrate that you are a dedicated learner and interested in furthering your career. How are the peer meetings scheduled since there are participants from around the world? This is a great question. It comes up a lot. So our peer learning activities for this program are asynchronous. Some of our other programs, they are more synchronous, so you do have to schedule. So yes, like I mentioned, it's designed to be incredibly flexible. So you should not have to spend much time collaborating in real time with people. We totally understand that people are joining from around the world and people have different schedules. And so this program was designed to be as accommodating to that as possible. Okay, I think I might have gotten to the end of the queue. Oh, okay. I see one more, couple more. Let me take a second to read these. Let's see. Okay, question from Michael about synthesizing different perspectives, such as intuitive creativity and rigorous analytics into actionable strategies. Okay, this is an interesting question because a couple of our courses I think are very targeted toward this. So for example, design thinking innovation talks a lot about creativity and thinking outside the box, but it does so in a very rigorous framework. And it really prioritizes, data analytics in the sense of user data, collecting that data, how to analyze it, how to interpret it. And same with leading in the digital world also talks a lot about this. It talks a lot about how do you think about data from a global perspective and how do you use this data to integrate a company across different time zones, different offices, and be able to succeed in a digital environment. So I think those two courses in particular are very targeted to that question. Yeah, I hope I'm answering that correctly in the sense of what the information you're looking for. If not, feel free to submit a follow-up question. But those two courses in particular that are part of this credential program, I think are very relevant to that question. Okay, I should have mentioned this earlier. There's a question about a recording of the webinar. This webinar is being recorded. It will be shared. So if you're joining late or you had to drop off at some point, you will receive this in your email. And I apologize for not mentioning that at the beginning. Another question about cost. It's $6,500. If you have more questions about payment, our payment and financial aid has a lot of great information there. So I would recommend checking out there if you need more information on how to pay for the course. Okay, I think I've reached the end of the queue here. Let's see. I'm just checking to make sure we got everything before we sign off. Yep, I think we got all of it. So thank you so much to everyone for joining. Again, if we sign off and you feel like, oh, I had a question I forgot to ask, please email our program advising team. They are so happy to help, and we'd love to talk to you more about this credential. Just to go back to key dates, the program it starts on June 11th. It will be offered again after June 11th. So if that doesn't work, that's okay. But the first opportunity is June 11th. The application deadline is June 2nd. So please make sure you get that in by then because we don't have flexibility to extend those deadlines. Oh, I see. One last question. Can we connect to alumni to seek their advice? One thing I'd recommend you check out is HBS Online Community, where people who have taken our courses previously it's our networking platform. They have a lot of great information. We also have some in our blog section of our website. We have a lot of information, testimonials from people who have taken courses, their experience, how they've applied it to their own careers. You can also filter in the blog section by different courses. So this is our first session of this program, so we don't have any testimonials specific to this credential because no one has taken it yet, but you can look for testimonials from other participants from other courses. And I always find those really valuable to hear because it's a more practical way of thinking about how you might apply it to your own career. Couple questions about getting the presentation. Yes, this will come to your email. It has been recorded, so it will be in your inbox soon. So yes, just want to say thank you again for joining us. We're really excited about this program. It's really designed for professionals who want to adopt this innovative mindset with a broad understanding of digital transformation and be able to really develop and execute a future-ready business strategy, which is ever important in this digital world. So thank you so much. Really appreciate everyone's time, and I hope you have